Hello again, viewers and fellow space travelers. This is Thorn of Night once again, and I am bringing you episode 2 of my demonstration of the methods and procedures for breeding new tree types in the Forestry mod using the Feed the Beast mod pack. In the last episode, I went over the different types of things you're going to need, and I demonstrated the crossbreeding for the basic vanilla Minecraft trees, and I showed you how to get the silver lime and the mundane larch. And in this episode, I'm going to be demonstrating a handful of other trees. The first of which is the hill cherry, and this one is the first of the new trees that actually produces a new type of fruit. You can see it here. It is a cherry. You can eat it for food, or you can, if I can bring this up right, use it to produce seed oil, which is used in other forestry devices and procedures. It produces, as far as I understand, this is a measurement of millibucket, so it produces 60 millibuckets of seed oil per cherry. Not all that great, but it does produce some, and there's a chance of producing mulch when you use it. But I am here to show you the actual tree breeding, so I already got those. I will go over here and first demonstrate what the tree looks like and the stats on it. There's the treealizer. Let's see here. It is first and foremost a 1x1 tree. One of the more important things to know about this, it has a really high chance of producing fruit and or saplings, so that's good. The plains and plains type biomes are where you can get it to be produced and where you can get it to grow. It produces cherries, which are in the prunes pomes family, or the prunes family. And also, if you crossbreed it with plants that produce pomes, it can produce the apples as well. But this one can, by default, only produce cherries. Nothing in the possible mutations. I have yet to see anything in this window, and just some basic information there. But to show you what it looks like, plant one down there and bone meal, and there you go. Now, if you look at the leaf blocks, you see these light green nodules on it, and what that means is that the leaf blocks are not ripe yet. They actually ripen, and when they are red, they will pretty much 100% of the time produce these cherries. When they're not, they stand a much, much, much lower chance. And you want some cherries, don't you? Here, eat a cherry. No, you don't want it. Okay. As you can see, the wood is one of the more standout kind of bark colors, and I will show you that here as well. As you can see, the actual wood color, the plank color, is similar to that of the silver lime way over there, but it is a little bit, it's got a little bit more of a yellowish reddish tinge to it, and I will show you a better view of that here by setting up this little roof, I guess, that I'm making. And there's the fence post and the half slab. Ta-da! Alright. But that's basically what you're going to get wood plank wise out of the cherry tree. Also, it is compatible with the facades to put on buildcraft pipes. So if you put the facade on the top, it'll look like the actual when this is upright, the top of the log, and if you put it on the side, it'll look like the side. And here's the planks version. They do not connect to the pneumatic pipes that I'm using for the pollinators, but they do work on the Buildcraft. Also, one quick note about that: the pollinators here, this device. If you want to see how I made that, check out my pollinator video. This is what I use for actually producing the cross-pollination of the tree types, and it's pretty efficient and effective, and it serves me well. One of the things that I was trying to go for with it was the massive amounts of drone output for putting in the squeezer for the actual crossbreeding of the bees, but that's something else entirely. Here I am going to show you the tree breeding, and as you can see, these two types of trees, the oak and the silver lime, will produce the cherry. I think there are a couple others that I got to produce cherries, but this was the first one that I was able to verify when I was setting all this up. And behind the scenes, I probably went through about, I don't know, 1,000 of these little groves on another map, trying to crossbreed the different mutated types of trees with each other to get new types. And in this series, I'm just showing you the ones that I know for sure produce the ones that I want to have produced. But I'm using a thaumium grafter. Thaumcraft has added the grafter to its list of things that you can make out of thaumium ingots. And I went over that in my first video, but I will go ahead and use up this grafter. First, let me empty my inventory here. And also, when I have this map available for download so you can look at it in person and test it out yourself, I will replenish the chests with those blocks that were over there so you can look at them yourself. You can sort of see the pollinator mechanism here in action. It just pulls out the bees and the honeycomb from the side and redistributes the princesses and the drones where they're supposed to go to just keep this machine going all by itself. But anyway, back to the grafting. You have to use a grafter if you want a 100% chance of getting saplings, and the saplings that you get are not guaranteed to be what you're going for. You probably just saw a hill cherry sapling there, but you can also see the other saplings. Oh, that's something I needed to mention. In this little mini grove, I have oak and birch, because it has been my experience that when crossbreeding with the silver limes, both the birch and the oak will produce the hill cherry saplings. Oh, and there goes my grafter. But I will go ahead and take this over here. Wait, first I'm going to identify. I got a hill cherry, which is what we were going for. And that's just the basic hill cherry sapling, no other mutations. And all the rest of these, the 2s and the 1s, are different crossbreeds of the silver lime with either the apple oak or the silver birch. Let's see here if I can get a silver birch. No. There we go. Oh no, that's an apple oak and silver birch. That is one of the problems when you have a bunch of the mundane trees next to each other, or a bunch of other trees next to each other, is they can cross-pollinate with each other instead of a cross like that. So you do have to kind of watch out for that. Oh, I left the menu. There we go. Silver lime, apple oak. Apple oak. There we go. Silver lime, silver birch. And another silver birch. All right. But basically, you're going to get a whole bunch of these blue text hybrids that have aspects of their parent trees and a small chance of getting the actual tree you're going for with the new mutation. And each tree, um, each of the mutation trees can be crossbred with each other to get other hybrids. So you can get traits of one like height versus fruit and girth and how many saplings it puts out and things like that. But ultimately, what I'm going for in this is just demonstrating the so-called basic trees from the forestry mutations. All right, now the next tree I'm going to show off is gotten from crossbreeding the silver lime with a vanilla jungle tree here, and what I've got is the teak, and I will grab all these and miss them. I'll come back over here, out of range of the pollinator so it doesn't interfere. Now first, to show off the stats on the teak, it is a smallish tree. It's pretty quick in growing. It is a 1x1 trunk size. The yield for it is pretty darn low. It likes the plains and the jungle, so you can get it to grow on its own in either. It does not bear any fruits, and there's nothing else in those that's of any import. But to show you what it looks like, and ta-da, there's a teak. Sort of a beigeish, yellowish, I don't know, kind of leaf block. But what I like out of it the most is the interior, the wood plank color has sort of this, I guess, grayish tone, and I'll show you that here. It's a pretty distinctive color, and I rather enjoy it. I've been making some builds using just the coloration of the teak as the idea for the build, and they've turned out pretty neat. But there you go. There's my little pyramid rooftop type thingy made out of the teak. And I will show you, I'll leave them separated, the facades. And that can be put on the top, and it will display that edge there. What I probably ought to do is go into creative here, and where did my, it's not going to let me. All right, pipe, there we go. I really only needed the one, and back in creative, there we go, the top and the side. And the facades, like I said, only work on the Buildcraft pipes. But I'll go back out of creative and go put these back over here, so I can get back to demonstrating the grafter. Alright, now nothing new to see here. We've got the silver lime and the jungle tree, the vanilla jungle tree leaf blocks that have been mutated. And hopefully, there we go, right off the bat. But I'll go ahead and, oh, my mouse went away. I'll go ahead and finish off this grafter. Get some of those and come over here and get some of these. Now you can use the grafters on the unmutated blocks, and they will spit out saplings, but they just won't be hybrids or new mutation saplings. It'll just be the base sapling from that tree. Let's see here. I'll get some more of this. Da-da. There we go. And I'll go ahead and show you this. Here we go, teak saplings, and it's just the base teak sapling. And then we've got a bunch of other hybrids. And it says unknown before you identify it, and that will be the case for all of them. Once they are identified, they get this nice blue text showing that they have been identified and what their hybrids are. And as you can see, these are all silver lime jungle hybrids, but they each have different stats. Like this one says larger, that one says small. Some of them won't output any fruit, some of them will. Some of them will have high sappiness or lower, depending. It's basically just a random chance mutation, but ultimately what we're going for here is the teak, to show you that it does in fact come from that cross-pollination, and there you go. Go ahead and make it morning again. And then the teak, used in conjunction with one of its parent plants, the jungle tree, will yield a new tree called the Kapok. And I may be mispronouncing that. If so, I apologize. Oh, because I'm not in creative. There, now I have a stack. And I will show you this. Come over here, so it's not interfering with the pollinator. And first off, unknown Kapok. Ta-da! Now it's large and no fruit. It is a 1x1 base tree, but the there we go. The height is large, and by large it means rather large. I'll show you that probably in the next video, depending on how long this one goes. But it does not have any fruit. It needs light to grow. It likes plains and jungles, so it'll grow just about anywhere except in like the ice areas. It supports the jungle fruit and the prunes family, but it doesn't have any fruit itself. But when you crossbreed it, it can stand a chance of having fruit, and I'll probably need some more honey drops before the end of the video. And let me wait for the cow to move, plant the sapling, and bone meal. Oh, the cow is in the way. The base of the trunk for the Kapok has little sprouts that come out the sides. There technically should have probably been one of those here, but I think the cow is in the way. But the Kapok trees are very tall, and they do grow by themselves with vines on them, and these vines will spread just like any other vines. They're just normal, regular vines. But they are very, very massive trees in height, which can make it kind of annoying for doing the pollination. I have a workaround for that, and I'll talk about that in either the next video or the video after that. But let me go ahead and put these guys down. The Kapok wood is, I guess, a sort of mustardy kind of yellow on the inside. I do rather like the pattern of the bark. That is kind of nice. But let me show you the little platform thingy. It's the Kapok wood. And the reason I go all the way around with these stairs is to demonstrate that they do link up. I have been having some issues with placing them upside down. So, that might be just a glitch or it might be intentional. I don't know. But there we go. There's that. And the Buildcraft pipes. Oh, I'm in creative. That's why. Okay. Oh well. There's the facade for that, and then the top and side facades for the using the log to make the facades. But let me get back out of creative and come back over here. There we go. Put this stuff back in the chest. Get another grafter. And it's kind of subtle on these teak trees. You've got the normal lightish, sort of milky green color. And then you've got this, I guess, salmon color for the cross-pollinated blocks. Depending on your color settings and brightness and all that, it might be rather hard to tell. So keep a keen eye out. But I'm going to go ahead and try to get some Kapok out of this. And again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing Kapok wrong. That might have been it. Then again, it might have been a jungle. Oops. And I'll finish it off up here. Oh, and that was it. There we go, Kapoks. So we've got a bunch of teak saplings here, and they are going to be hybrids. Let me go ahead and demonstrate that. First off, you just get the base normal Kapok, and then teak jungle. Teak. Wait, did that say teak teak? Huh, it's a teak teak hybrid. Interesting. I did not know that you could do that. That's actually kind of neat. Alright. Now, like these two right here, small versus larger. This one has small and no fruit. Oh, this is just a basic teak. Okay, that's why it said teak teak. None of these have the no fruits. But there are different hybridizations available, but what you're going for when you're doing the crossbreeding is that Kapok sapling. And that demonstrates that you can get it from those trees. Now moving on to number 4 for this video. We have the mundane larch and just the regular red spruce tree. And what it will produce is the bull pine. Now you see I don't have a whole bunch of the other logs or the other blocks because the bull pine, the actual wood from it is spruce wood. So there's nothing really special about that, but I'm going to come over this way so I'm out of range a little bit and show you this. It is a 1x1 tree with no fruit. It likes the plains. I'm pretty sure I've been able to get it to grow in the tundras and ice biomes on its own, but I don't know for sure. I may have had a bone meal frenzy and forgotten that I did it, so I'm not going to say for sure that it'll grow in the icy biomes, but it does grow in the plains and meadows and things like that. But the way it looks is actually kind of neat. It has this sort of pear-shaped leaf distribution, and it's got a similar color to what was it, the teak over there, for the leaf blocks, but it has just the standard spruce log for the actual wood. So nothing new there, but this is how the tree looks. I actually kind of dig it. It's kind of cool. When you're bone mealing it, it's been my experience that you do kind of need to stand back a little, because sometimes these leaf blocks will just sprout at this level and they'll suffocate you, so watch out for that. So nothing fancy about the wood blocks, but I will go ahead and hopefully get some the bullpine graftings here. Oh, and figured I'd show this as well. This is even more subtle. This is the normal color for the mundane larch leaf block, but when it is cross-pollinated, you get this sort of more greenish color to the blue-gray that it is. And this is really hard to miss, and I would recommend, if you are using a texture pack, adding something like nodules or something to let you know that it has been changed. Ah, there we go. Finally a bullpine. But let's see here. That one? Yep, that was the last one. Come back over to the chest. And we've got mundane larch and red spruce. Larch, red spruce. Larch, red spruce, and larch, red spruce. And they all say average and none, but they do have different stats on them. Some of them are invisible even in this. You can't see what the different things are. Like this information and this information. Let's see here. Normal, fastest, average, lowest, lower. Normal, fast, average, lowest, lower. Normal, fastest, average, lowest, lower. I really don't know what the differences are in them. I haven't been able to do enough in-depth research because I've been focusing on just what breeds what. And just to show you, this is just a normal bullpine sapling, no hybridization or anything like that. It is just like all the other ones. And where'd it go? There it is. Put that back in there. And I'll toss these in here, and it looks like I need to get some more honey drops. Sorry. There we go. More honey drops. Put those back in the treealizer. And on to morning. On to this next one, and this, I was an idiot. I had everything set up and did not realize that I had forgotten to put bees in these apiaries. There are bees going on now, and I bet if I change dimensions, you'll be able to see some alterations on the leaf blocks. There's one right there. Oh, it is raining now. And actually, why don't I go ahead and hop into another dimension real quick just to see if I've gotten some more. I'm flying through the next episode's worth of stuff. Pay no heed to these. And then the episode after that. As you can see, I tried to get it all set up in advance, but I was an idiot on that one and left it out. This is a Mistcraft portal. I will be covering that in a future video or set of videos. Come on. Gravitation engine off, on, fly. Alright. Coming back over here. And let's see if there's some new cross-pollination going. Nope, still just that one. Alright, there are some other plants that use the bull pine for crossbreeding, but I will hopefully... Oh, there's one. Alright, this next tree, apologize for the scatterbrainness, uses the bull pine and the mundane larch, and this is the first of the trees, I believe, to use, in these videos, to use 2 new mutant trees in order to make the next mutant tree. And what this is a sequoia. And I do not know where the reasoning came from for this, but you will see what I'm talking about here in a moment. I'll come back over this far. First off, open this, get the treealizer going. Ta-da! The sequoia sapling, it takes a really long time to grow. You will think that your area is broken or something. It is absolutely slow. But when it does grow, you get a gigantic tree out of it. Not only gigantic tall, but it is the first of the ones I'm demonstrating that is a different than standard 1x1 trunk. It is a 3x3 trunk in order to grow. It has no fruits. It likes the plains and other biomes similar to plains. Nothing there, and nothing really there. But since I only have one sapling here, I'll turn it on to creative. In order to force one of these sequoias to grow, you need to lay out 9 of them. And this is going to be a problem because, and I will show you here in a moment, first off, let's get it to grow. Pa-pa! Gigantic tree! And it does have a bunch of leaves on it. However, on average, I get only about half as many saplings out of one sequoia as it takes to make a new sequoia. So it takes 2 sequoias to generate enough saplings to make another one. And what that means is if you want to have a whole bunch of sequoias, and they are pretty trees, and I like them a lot, but if you want to have a bunch of them, you're going to need to have a bull pine larch farm going all the time in order to get more saplings. But this one has a new wood type, and I will show you that here. Move this over here. The sequoia is a redwood, and there's that pinkish reddish wood, and it is really neat to build with. What am I doing? Too tall. And then this. I'll stay in creative for this part. And no. This and then that. There we go. No! Alright. The bark itself looks pretty neat. I like it. But the wood has a really distinctive color to it, and it offsets the darker woods pretty nice. So you can use this in conjunction with some of the other woods to make some really beautiful stuff. Let's see here. We need the Buildcraft pipes, and that's the plank. And this is the wood, the top and the side. But this is just a gigantic tree. It is really big, really huge, and it sticks out like sore thumb, and it's awesome. So if you like this tree, at least make your goal to get the bull pine and the larch. So you are going to need to do some prerequisite breeding from over there in the previous video in order to get this. But this is it is a gorgeous and absolutely wonderful thing. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off here and get ready for making the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Hope this has been informative to you. The map for this will be available as a download in the description below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe so you can know when I've got the next video or videos up and my other content. Um, and if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave those in the comment section below, and I will get to you as soon as possible. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching. This is Thorn of Night, and I will talk to you later.